Now we're talking 1983, 1984, 1985. This is the genre that we have gone back to. At that point, I'm 21 years old. I'm in my second or third year of college. I was jacked. I was in great shape. I was competitive in bodybuilding. A lot of my friends at that school, Stewie, and here's the trainers besides Tough Tony Altamori. He was down there with his nephew, Rob Altamori, who never really went anywhere in the business, but was his right-hand man. And Tony would sit outside the ring at Passarillo's. Now, Passarillo owned the gym. Basically, it was his ring. If you Google Kenny Passarillo, you'll know who he is. Mario Mancini was one of the trainers. Dave Barbie, AJ Petrucci, Seth Cohen. That was the core group of guys that were down at the Quest when Tony Altamori was there. Every one of those guys went on to work for the offices in New York City, because back then it was New York City. Okay, now those were the guys that went to school. Later on, other guys that have floated through there, everybody from Dr. D, David Schultz, to Tony Garea, to the Wild Samoans. There were so many different workers that came through there. But one of the most incredible guys, and I segue into it now because I still work for him today, and that would be Pretty Paul Roma. When Roma showed up at that wrestling school back in the 80s, and Mario Mancini, who is the owner of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and he was one of the main trainers down there at time at the school. They're the owners of Paradise Alley, and he'll say it best. Paul Roma was one of the best pure athletes to ever step inside a professional wrestling ring. That's where it all got together in '84 there at Passarillo's Quest. And Mario, who ended up working from 1984 to 1992 in the WWF, WWE. He was one of the head trainers. And the company was based in Stamford, although they had offices in New York, they had offices in Toronto, but everybody came through Connecticut, Stewie. Mm-hmm. They were all at World Gym. They were all living in Hamden, whether it was the Samoan Dynasty. They were all training there because that's where the home office was. And let's not forget the strongholds in Northeast. You had Madison Square Garden in New York City. You had the New Haven